I opened the door, and there stood my neighbor, Daniel, his eyes wide and face pale. He grabbed my arm firmly and whispered, "Walk with me. Don't look back at your house." His grip trembled, but his tone left no room for questions. We walked 3 blocks in silence, the only sound being our footsteps against the wet pavement. Then came the sirens. Against Daniel's warning, I turned. My house, my life, was engulfed in flames. Windows burst open, fire spilling out like tongues of accusation. Daniel said nothing. Neither did I. But something deep inside me, something long buried and patient, started to breathe again. Because I knew that fire wasn't an accident. The police called it an electrical fault. I called it a message. There was nothing natural about that fire. The air reeked of gasoline. The destruction was too precise. Whoever did it didn't want me dead. They wanted me erased. Insurance papers, financial documents, photographs, proof, all turned to ash. But fire can't burn memory. The next morning, my wife Elise stood beside me, pretending to be shaken. Tears came too easily. Her comforting words sounded rehearsed. "At least we're alive," she said. She was right, I was alive. But something inside me wasn't. That night, while she slept beside me in the hotel, I checked her phone. No password. Too trusting or too arrogant. There it was, messages to a contact saved as L. "It's done. He won't have anything left." My breathing slowed, but my heart didn't. She turned in her sleep, her hand brushing my arm. I didn't move. I just watched her breathe. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I became quieter. Colder. People mistake silence for calm. It isn't. It's focus. The next day, I went to Daniel and asked why he warned me. He hesitated before saying, "You didn't hear it from me, but someone saw a car near your house that night. Silver Lexus. At least one person inside." I thanked him and pretended to believe it was a coincidence. At work, my colleagues offered sympathetic nods and hollow condolences. Elise stopped by with coffee and concern, whispering, "We'll rebuild." I nodded, but inside, I was cataloging every lie. That week, I started digging. I contacted a digital forensic specialist, someone who owed me a favor, to recover deleted data from Elise's phone backups. 2 days later, he called. "You're not going to like this." He was wrong. I needed this. The report came in a plain envelope. Inside were screenshots, voice memos, transaction logs, Elise and L, whose real name was Leonard Harper, my business partner. They weren't just having an affair. They were draining our joint accounts, slowly and deliberately. Then they torched the evidence. Insurance payout. Liquidation funds. The plan was simple. Burn the past, cash the future. I sat for an hour, reading and listening. Their laughter filled the recordings. "He'll never see it coming. He's too predictable." They were right about one thing. I was predictable. Until that night. I waited 3 days. Enough time for Elise to relax, to start planning our new beginning. We met at the insurance office. Leonard was there, playing the role of the supportive business partner. Elise wore black, fitting really. I handed her a small USB drive. "Photos of the house," I said. She smiled. Leonard leaned back, smug. I pressed play on the monitor. Her messages. His voice. The plan. The laughter. The bank transfers. The silence that followed was like glass shattering. Elise's face drained of color. Leonard's jaw tightened, eyes darting between us. I leaned forward. "You should have let the house burn after I left." Neither of them spoke. The insurance agent's face went pale. I stood, nodded politely, and left them to crumble under the weight of their own deceit. Elise moved out the next day. Leonard resigned before the week ended. Soon after, the authorities came. Insurance fraud. Arson. Conspiracy. I never testified. I didn't need to. The evidence spoke louder than I ever could. People asked if I felt vindicated. No. I felt clean. One evening, Daniel stopped by. "You okay?" he asked softly. I looked at him, really looked. He had saved my life. But the man he saved was not the one standing before him now. "I am now," I said. He nodded, sensing the finality in my tone. When he left, I stood by the window, staring at the reflection of the empty lot where my house once stood. No ghosts, no noise, just quiet. And I liked it that way. They burned my home to erase me, but all they did was set me free.